And welcome to another episode of Signals from the Inside. I'm your host, Maisie Lovett. This is a space where we decode the symptoms no one else can explain so you can finally understand what your body is trying to tell you. On today's episode, I'm actually going to show you how to understand what your body is trying to tell you so you can stop guessing. A lot of times, people will come to me and they'll say, Mace, I don't know why I've got all these symptoms. I've been to my doctors, I've done all the things. And basically, they just give me a pill. They give me this weird diagnosis, or they tell me it's fibromyalgia, or they tell me, it's Hashimoto's or whatever. And nobody's showing me how to fix it. Let me start by saying your body does not create symptoms randomly. It communicates through sensation, emotions, and patterns. And most people will ignore the symptoms when they first start. Doctors will come in and they'll just treat the symptoms. Here's a pill, or take this supplement, or they try to fix them quickly instead of understanding them. So I want to show you today how you can understand your body. All right. Step one, name the symptom. What am I feeling physically in my body? Is it bloating? Is it fatigue? Is it a tight chest? Whatever. Keep going. Step two, you're going to connect the feeling. So what emotional attachment is sitting underneath the bloating, the fatigue? Is it pressure? Is there anxiety? Is there heaviness? What is it? What's connecting the feeling to the symptom? Because here's the thing. And I see this a lot of times with clients who struggle with a lot of bloating, they're frustrated. Maybe they're doing all the right things. Maybe they're eating all the healthy things that they could possibly do, vegetables, fruits, protein. They're prioritizing these things, but yet they still feel funky. And so how do we do that? How do we figure that out? How do we stop feeling that way? Well, what's the feeling that's attached underneath? Maybe it's frustrated right now because you've been living in it for so long, but really sit and think about it. What makes me feel more bloated when I come up or when I eat? Connect the feeling. All right. Step three, we're going to look for the pattern because we have to pattern disrupt. If we don't pattern disrupt, how do we know what we're changing? So we have to look for the pattern. When does this happen most? So if you're feeling, let's just give it an example of tight throat or tight chest. Does this happen after conversations? Does this happen before conversations? If you get a lot of anxiety, does it happen at night? Does it happen when you're overwhelmed? Look for the pattern. When does this happen most? Step four, link it back. You have to link it to something. All right. Because if we don't link it back, we don't know how to fix it. So you're going to ask yourself, when have I felt this before in my life? And I'm going to give you an example. I had a client who we were having a conversation and I asked her to write me down a list of things, basically things that bother her. And she related one of them to domineering people. And I remember having the conversation. I said, somebody in your home feels this way. And she mentioned her daughter because and I said, when that feeling comes up, who does that remind you of? And so she told me a situation of where it happened in the past. And she said, I've never put two and two together. So now that we know, how do we get out of it? And we have to look at the things differently. So when you link it back, now you have to respond and not react. So what do we need to do to fix it? And it's whatever your body needs to feel safe again. So for this particular client, we talked about when the domineering happens again, I want you to just take inventory first. What do you typically do? Do you cower back? Do you shrink down? Do you scream and holler? Do you what? What is the what of how you react? Because your body goes into that fight mode every single time, fight or flight mode every single time. And for her, it was flight. It's not even worth my time or my energy. Well, let's repattern. But we have to start by taking inventory. We have to start by connecting the dots. When you connect the dots, when you see it, you can't unsee it. Again, signals come from the inside. They come from your nervous system. They come from your trauma patterns. That is why symptoms exist in the first place, because symptoms equal signals. So once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now we have to look at the way to map it to safety. So you don't keep repeating the same trauma loop pattern over and over. It's simple. Sounds simple. It takes practice. And like I even told this client, practice makes progression. It does not make perfection. You're not here to be perfect at it. I'm not perfect at it. I am still working on practicing things. I can tell you I'm way better than where I was. It's because I continue to practice. I continue to practice. You continue to practice. And if you need a support system for it, well, hello, that's what we're here for. If you don't know what that pattern is, or you're having a hard time following these steps and trying to link it back to it, I invite you to DM me MAP. Let's take a look at your symptoms. Let's take a look at the patterns that are hiding underneath, and let's map it. Because when you map it, you have a direction moving forward and you can actually fix it. And imagine the conversations you can have when you fix it. Imagine how the respect changes in the home, how your kids honor you. They actually listen to you. You feel seen, you feel safe, you feel heard. It's just about what does safety mean to you. So if you're ready to map it, I invite you to DM me MAP. Let's chat about your symptoms. Let's dig into the patterns that are happening underneath, and let's actually fix the problem for good. So I'll see you in my inbox. You can check out the link in the description for that. And as always, if you like the content that I'm putting out, give me a like, give me a share, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.